Anyway,
Ready.
meeting will come to order, please. Johanna, would you please read a statement of compliance?
The notice requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act for this meeting have been satisfied. A copy of the annual meeting notice was sent to the press of Atlantic City, the Star Ledger, posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building, the municipal website, and filed in the office of the municipal clerk. Please turn off cell phones.
Please all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Attention, salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands, one nation, under
indivisible with liberty and justice for all. Call the roll, please.
Mayor Becker,
Here.
Commissioner Amadeo,
here by teleconference.
Commissioner Blumberg,
Here.
Okay, we will begin today as usual with Mr. Dennis.
Thank you, Mayor. We will begin my report as usual with dredging. So we are wrapping up our permit plans and documents for the citywide dredging permit application that will be ready to submit in short order. Coming out of that process, we do have updated quantities as far as what volume, cubic yardage of dredging would fall under the city's jurisdiction versus what quantities would fall under private property owner jurisdiction. And we are using that information to develop budgetary numbers going forward. So we are moving ahead with permitting process going into 2022, and that has been the objective, to have a permit in hand. And we are also still moving ahead with the Shelter Island disposal site, and I don't know if our solicitor has any update on that front with Ventnor, but that is also moving on a parallel track.
I can update you now.
Microphone, please, Ken.
The Ventnor commissioners, as I understand it, Roger McClernand will be our go-between with the governing body of Ventnor, and they are supposed to meet either very shortly to resolve it. I actually spoke with several of their commissioners up there to see where we were in the last 7 days, and I think Roger's going to be able to answer their questions to their satisfaction, hopefully. It's all about the money. They don't want any money.
Always is.
It always is. So, but we'll see what Roger can do, and we need their signature. I think we should have their signature on a license application to use the water portion of Shelter Island as we own it jointly with Ventnor. They're a half owner, we're a half owner. And our agreement and understanding has always been, we'll use our half, up to our half capacity, and they can have it open for whatever they want to do with their half the capacity. That's it.
Okay. Thank you. Ed? Rich?
Yes, that meeting is scheduled for the 22nd, that you were referring to.
Oh, yeah.
I do have a question, though, of Scott and Ed and Roger. And what I need you to do is put in writing for us before the end of the year exactly what permitting has been done and who's been doing it, meaning what are the vendors we've used. I know we've used Stockton, we've used Remington and Vernick, and any others, and what still has to be done and exactly what amounts of money are needed for 2022. We need a summary so that we're all on the same page here. We all have the same objective, but from a money standpoint, it's really quite expensive just to get to where we are trying to get to. I think it's extremely important that we get to that point because I'm of the opinion that our representative Van Drew is working on a comprehensive dredging program for Cape May and Atlantic counties, which in my preliminary understanding is will certainly cover all the federal waterways but will likely cover some of the marina areas as well because it's based on economic development and tourism and all of the other things that we can imagine. We need to be ready with our permits when his program is ready so that we can latch onto that program, which I'm pretty sure that's the intent, to allow what's not funded by the federal government to be funded by other sources, state or local, and to use the same contractors. So it may well be the absolute most efficient dollar-wise way of getting dredging done for all of us. But we need to have permits. If you don't have permits, it's not gonna work. So
Great.
I know that's our goal, but let's timetable, dollars, vendors, exactly what has to be done yet. We need to make that report to the full governing body and myself, and to Lisa. Thank you.
Okay, understood, everybody?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Ed, continue, please.
Sure. Item B is the additional flood proofing at this building, which there's no update. We're still waiting on FEMA and NJOEM to approve the additional funding for that project. Item C is the Ventnor Avenue Bridle Path reconstruction. The design is complete for that project, and we discussed that at our capital budget meeting on Tuesday, and that is in the first preliminary draft of the capital budget for construction. So that would be ready to go out to bid when the funding is available. Item D is the municipal building interior renovation project that we discussed in some detail at the last meeting. And I understand there's a resolution on today authorizing that project for bid advertisement. So we would tentatively be scheduled to advertise on the 4th of January with a bid opening on January 27th. So that is on for approval today to move that project into bidding. Item E is a new road project that was recently started. We're calling it the 2021 road program. It includes work on Claremont Avenue where we did our emergency water main repair. It also includes work on Mansfield Avenue and drainage work on Brunswick Court. So we have started that project. The field survey is in progress, so we'll get that project moving. The idea here would be to do some of this work in the spring. So we would completely complete a couple of these roads in the spring and then restart in the fall for the remaining road. So that way we wouldn't have a construction area open during the summer season. So that is the schedule. For item F, it's just a running list of our pending grant applications. There are no updates on any of these. Item G is our new 2022 NJDOT state aid grant for Winchester Avenue from Douglas to Exeter. And this is also being considered as part of the 2022 capital budget. Turning over to our construction projects, we don't have any open maintenance bonds at this time. We will refresh this list for 2022 at the next meeting. We have only 4 projects left in the closeout phase. One of these will come off, which will be the road diet project. We're holding that contract open to potentially do some additional striping, but we've decided to close this out. There is a state aid reimbursement associated with this project, and if we do some additional striping, we would do that as part of a separate contract. So that one will be closed out. Item K is the Amherst Avenue project between Douglas and Clarendon. So I sent out a couple updates between now and the previous meeting regarding the final paving schedule. As of today, phone conversation with the contractor, they are still scheduled to pave Monday and Tuesday. So we did hand out notices to the residents along that street, hand delivered earlier this week from my office. So they have been notified of the pending schedule for paving, and hopefully this road can finally be paved and completed next week. Item L is the Fire Station 2 project. You can see the update on the report that we have. The final electrical and plumbing is in progress along with the flooring. And after that, the contractor scheduled for the installation of the doors, the exterior doors, concrete pads, stairs, and site grading. Chief, I don't know if you have anything else to
Just to add on that, the floors are pretty much in except for an add-on that we added to it. So that's pretty much done. The concrete pads were finished. Yesterday. And what else did you have there? The stairs, they're working on that now. The interior stair rails were completed. There's a lot of progress. The plumbing is actually operational as of today. So we actually have the toilets and that are working.
Nice.
So that'll work on getting rid of that temporary bathroom trailer as soon as we can. And I spoke with the contractor, but the amount of work done in the last week has been tremendous.
Yep.
And it's a lot has been accomplished in a week.
Great. That's great. Okay, item M is the redevelopment of well 5. We're just waiting for the new pump to be delivered so then we can do our final pump test and close that project out. Item N is the 2021 curb and gutter program, which is complete. We did do some extra sidewalk work under that contract. We're now just working on some minor punch list items, and this project will move up into the closeout list so we can get that project closed out. And then the last project on my list here is the next phase of Amherst Avenue from Douglas to Gladstone, which has been awarded to South State Incorporated, and we are waiting to start in February due to some lead time on some of the pipe material that the contractor's waiting on. However, the contractor was out there this past week doing some test pits to identify any utility conflicts, so that part of the work is completed, and we're just waiting for our material to start construction. And that concludes my report.
Any questions for Ed? Okay. Thank you, Ed. We appreciate it.
Excuse me, Mayor, may I ask one question? For the municipal building that we're going to advertise, when are you looking to award that? I know there was a couple dates tossed around.
There was I don't have that memo with me, Lisa. It was in,
Okay.
I think it was in there. There was a schedule.
I think I can answer that question. You're gonna receive bids on January 27th. We're not gonna be able to award till after we appropriate the money. So the schedule was to appropriate the money beginning of the first meeting in February, if we can meet that number, that date.
Okay,
So we won't be able to award till mid-March.
okay, so we'll have the first and second reading of that ordinance
In
in
February.
February. Okay, just wanted to make sure, thank
Any
you.
other questions? Thank you, Lisa. Maury, you have any questions? John, any questions?
No, I think everybody covered everything perfect, Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome. How's the weather, John?
It's decent. Not as warm as Atlantic City right now.
We win, yeah.
You certainly do. Try 83 degrees.
Okay, let's go to department head reports. Scott, why don't we start with you today?
Okay. Amherst Avenue, which is always prominent on our list. We have our mediation scheduled with Mathis for, I believe it's January 25th. You may have recently seen the letter from Mr. Birchmeyer to travelers, putting them on notice that we expect them to pay all of our attorney's fees and costs related with this litigation as per our contract with Mathis and the insurance certifications that were supplied. That's a procedural requirement. The mediation will occur towards the end of January, as I said. It's held by a retired Superior Court Judge Baldwin, which all the attorneys agreed. They all agreed as to who to allow to mediate and come up with a solution. So hopefully we'll get some real progress from that mediation. That's the Amherst Avenue status.
Can I ask a question, Scott?
Absolutely.
Have all the people in the neighborhood been notified? Are they aware that there's
I
mediation?
do not know if they're notifying the people in the neighborhood about their mediation between the lawyers representing the parties. I'm sure the parties involved in the litigation and the people who have their homes damaged would be notified by their own lawyers. But I don't know if any general members of the public or people in the neighborhood would know that. So this is part of that notice process. And I'm sure when the gentleman comes to our next meeting, I'm sure he's here, I'll be happy to tell him again.
Okay, cool.
Well,
Thank you.
we did get a list of some 16 homes that have contacted us related to some sort of damage. And I believe that, Ed, you guys are working on that and a procedure to contact them, correct? You and Rich?
Yes, so that list came from our office, and all of those listed on there have been forwarded to the contractor for them to process them through their insurance company. What we will do is we will follow up with the contractor for the status of those claims.
And is there a time frame on that? Not to pin you down, but,
Well, we'll do our part immediately,
Okay.
and then we'll just press the contractor for answers on those claims.
okay.
Yep.
And so I guess my question for Rich, is there anything that we should be doing in addition to that, in your opinion?
In my opinion, no, and the reason is that these 16, if that's what the number is, are, while they're more than normal for a construction job, the process is the same as we would do on any other construction job. That is, it is up to Remington and Vernick before they close out any contract to make sure that all of those items are addressed satisfactorily. So what's happened is, of course, this contract has been vastly extended, and that's the reason why we're kind of accelerating, trying to find out what that status is. That normally would be done at the end of closeout time, but I think we need to do it now so that we're all aware of what that status is.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you, Rich. Anything else, Marty?
No, that's it, thanks.
Scott, would you?
Commissioner, if you're talking to any of these people, one of the things I've been surprised to find out is that some of them have not processed a claim with their own homeowners. Which, and if they do that, then the homeowners goes after Mathis's insurance, but in the meantime, the work gets done. So, I mean, if some of these people are talking to you on the street, or I know I get some of it, so I tell them, look, process it with your own homeowners. This happens all the time, and then they'll go after Mathis, but in the meantime, you get your house fixed if there's, they find there's damage there to be repaired. So, not that I'm general counsel to 16 people or 16
Yeah, but
homeowners, but that's what they should be doing.
Yeah, not to debate it, understanding that people are reluctant to do that, to make claims to their own insurance company for someone else's
I
issues.
think you're right.
For fear that their rates will rise, a whole myriad of things, but I understand what you're saying, so thanks.
I think that's about it. I don't really have anything else to go. No.
All right, thank you, Scott. Fred?
He wants to know if John's doing the dishes.
Come on, guys. I'm being serious. I have the agenda up on my TV. I'm dead serious.
Doesn't sound like it.
Put on the video. I'll show you.
No, that's okay, John.
We pass.
No video,
We'll
John.
pass.
We'll see.
We'll pass on the video.
Fred,
Okay.
do you have anything to add?
Anything to add, Mayor? Thank you.
Jim,
Nothing to add, Mayor.
You think I was in the shower?
Ed, do you have anything else? It's the Margate Comedy Show today.
Don't flush yet.
Rich, we're back to you.
I do have kind of a question to both the fire chief and to Scott. I'm in receipt of an email, and we talked about it at the last meeting, where there might be some adjustments to an ordinance relative to EMS billing. So the two of you have to work that out between now and the next meeting. I would like a specific clause in there, Counselor, if you could work it out, that specifically addresses Commissioner Blumberg's question last meeting, where he wanted to make sure that this ordinance is not applicable to residents without insurance. So somehow, and I suggested some language, but I'd like you to think about that, so that we need direction on that, and it should be part of the ordinance, in my opinion. I will defer to your opinion at the appropriate time.
Okay.
Rich, I just want to interject one thing. When Lisa and I met with Coronas over the phone and spoke to them, we were very clear and adamant about the fact that we will not be billing Margate residents without insurance
I know, but I want some authority for that.
Okay.
I want the attorney to,
And I resent the ordinance back, so we just have to add wording to that ordinance that I sent back to him.
It's up to you to figure it out, but we'd like it on the agenda on January 6th.
Let's
Go ahead,
let's
Rick.
talk about that. The three of us will talk about how to word that. I don't want to open the door to a head.
I get that, but we need to be legal. Both sides of
Understood.
Mayor?
Continue,
Uh,
please.
The second report I have, if the CFO does not have it, I got a report today from the tax collector relative to tax sale that she held last week. And there were 4 items on the tax sale that were sold, which is a very small number, which we usually do have a small number, but a very small number of tax. The only comment I'll make is that we're still prohibited from going to tax sale on water utility accounts by order of the governor as part of the pandemic that's been extended. The time is running out pretty soon, but it has not yet run out. So there may be some water and sewer accounts that are delinquent that we couldn't place on tax sale. And they'll be going on the first tax sale that we're able to do that. It's no big deal. It's even if it's a number of counts, they're small numbers. It's not like thousands of dollars worth of taxes, all of which get sold on a tax sale if they don't get paid. There's only 4 items here, and the tax sale was successful. Do you have anything to add on that?
No, just to follow up on that, the deadline is December 31st, as it stands right now, and it has not been extended. That was confirmed earlier today in a discussion I had with other CFOs in a chat room. So as it stands right now, it's December 31st.
Okay, going forward with the taxes, because of holiday season and the way they fall, the city hall will be closed on the 24th, Christmas Eve, and for Christmas, not because it's Christmas Eve, but for the Christmas holiday, which is on Saturday. And the same happens the following week on the 31st. So for people who are interested in paying their current taxes in this calendar year for their own income tax purposes, they must get their taxes into our tax office by Thursday at noon in order to be posted in 2021. Now, they can also go online and pay online.
We should really
we
post
put-
that online too.
It's online as of this afternoon.
Good.
It's on the
Great.
website. I'm just announcing it.
Anything else,
People
Rick?
like to come to the very last minute, and we're not gonna be open on the 31st. So.
Yes, and I believe, though, the taxes, the online payment option will not be available the first few weeks in January, as discussed with the collector, because of our having to roll over the system and everything. So she is actually disabling that option.
Just for 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks of January. It's still operational until December 31st.
Anything else?
That's it.
Thank you, Rich. Chief Hankinson?
Thank you. I would just be very brief. I wanted to thank, first of all the partners in the city for a very successful Field a Cruiser event a week ago Friday. It was heavily attended. There was lots of gift for the kids for the holiday season. So again, I wanted to thank the fire department, the FMBA, Public Works, the Margate Education Association. It really turned out to be a great event. It's nice to see it growing every year. So it's nice to see the community coming together like that for the holidays. And again, happy holidays to everybody. It's our last meeting, so thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Lisa?
Good afternoon. Earlier today, I did send out a draft of all the capital requests that were discussed at our meeting on Tuesday. If anyone would like a physical paper copy, I have a few here that I can give to you. It will be updated as soon as I get additional information, just so you know, and then so you could determine which projects are going to be prioritized for 2022 funding. Fort Scott will be in Tuesday to audit our beach badges for the 2021 season. We successfully closed on our bond anticipation notes. We received the funds yesterday, and the funds were wired today to pay off the 2020 notes, and everything is completed as far as that goes. I should have a preliminary draft of the 2022 operating budget to you sometime in January. Still working on all the salary information, and gearing up for our year-end closeout. And unless you have any questions, that's pretty much all I have, and Merry Christmas, happy, healthy,
Thank you.
safe
Very same
New
here.
Year.
Chief Adams?
Thank you, Mayor. I'm just going to be real brief. We have Friday night. We're going to be going around with the Santa escort through Margate City. Nanette has posted it. I know we have it posted on the FMBA Facebook or the Fire Department Facebook, and Kelly took care of it on the city Facebook. So it's the same path we took in 2020. So Santa will be going around on a lifeboat, not on the top of the truck, so we don't have to worry about any Easter-type injuries. And to echo the same, Chief Hankinson, to Aaron Borelli and your staff and everybody involved, it was a great event to fill the cruiser. And I think they collected more presents this year than they've collected any other year, and it's outstanding. And that segues into, John Simon's Box for Tots that's in City Hall. That is just unbelievable how much that this community can come together and draw for the people. Other than that, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we hope for a happy and healthy 2022.
Thank you, Chief. Johanna, do you have anything?
I would just like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you. Marty?
Nothing to report, Mike, thank you.
John, anything?
Mike, other than to reiterate that it was a successful stuff to trunk, and for all parties, what a great job and a great effort for the whole community, and it's great, and you witnessed it. It was great to see all the kids running around having fun in the dance production, etc. With the year coming to a close, we did get a lot done this past year, and we're looking at our promenade, we're looking at the road diet, plus all the road curb and gutter and road improvements. A lot of work got accomplished. There were multiple contracts settled. Most of them were 4-year contracts with the diligence of all the bargaining units, and especially Rich, all the work he put into refining the wording and being able to get everything in line so that it was ready for our approval. Thanks, a special thanks, Rich, for all that. And with that, I'll end with saying we're coming to the close of the year. I just hope that the pandemic goes away in 22 and we can live a normal life, and we have a good year 22, and happy holidays to everybody.
Thank you, John. Same to you.
Thank you.
Listening to all the praise and all that makes me very proud to be sitting up here. It's, I get kind of emotional when I think of, what a wonderful place Margate is, how we come together when we have to, the things we accomplish. And as I said, it really makes me very proud. And I'd like to wish everybody Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. Everybody stay healthy so we can get through 22. Okay? Any other business? Is there a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Public.
Oh, public comment. I did it again. Damn. Is there any public comment? We're doing away with that. Is there a motion to close public comment?
So moved.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Is there a motion to adjourn this meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Thank you. We will reconvene at 4 o'clock. John, would you like me to run across the street, get you a cup of coffee?